Are you gonna get up here?
It smells like peanut butter.
Yeah, right here. Exactly.
So, welcome back to another episode of Coaching Caffeine and Comedy. I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.
So this is a fun podcast week because it's my birthday week.
Oh, here we go.
So I'll put my Venmo at the end of this podcast so you guys can Venmo me stuff. Looking for sponsorships currently, to buy some new mics and things like that. I like Jolt & Joe's. I like Scooters. I like El Porto. I like Wild Ass Soap. You know, anything local I will use.
Soap on a roll.
Oh, you're...
What? My birthday's December 30th, Lena. Don't forget it. And
The
I'm...
present is
Of
locked.
88.
What is it?
It's... Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Is it?
What's the fun of unwrapping that?
That's. I love being
It's
this close to you.
Jammies. New jammies.
Stop.
Yep, air jammies. The box is empty.
Ew.
Those
No.
are the jammies you need. Yep.
This girl's wearing pajamas.
Oh, God. Here we
Okay. Well, in studio with us, is this our first married couple?
go. This is our
Is
first
it?
married couple. Yes.
Is it our first married couple?
Yeah.
Wait, well, Doug's shaking his head no.
No, we don't have any. We've never interviewed another married
No, we haven't. We've done them separately.
Yes.
And Doug, when you do get to start talking, you make sure that you're close to that mic.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, what a stinker. Okay, so in studio with us, we have Doug and Bonnie Terry of McCook, Nebraska.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yes. Say hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Doug, closer to the mic.
Hi, Doug.
There we go. Atlanta, who brought him? Oh, man. Okay, so I'll kind of get started on well, actually, we're going to do a little warm-up for you guys first.
I don't pick these. I want everyone to know I do not pick the warm-ups because I find them torturous because I've been on the other end of it.
'Tis the season.
No.
This
Oh,
is
okay.
a list. So there are going to be 3 list questions. Okay. And you guys can work together as a team, and you can't use your phone. So the first one. You know the song 12 Days of Christmas?
Oh, yes.
I would like to know what was given on every day. And go.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Check.
2 calling birds.
No, 2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves.
Beautiful.
3 calling birds. 4 French hens. 5 golden rains. 6 geese a laying.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
7 swans a swimming. 8
maids milking.
9.
Lords a leaping.
No.
Ladies dancing.
No. Close.
I don't know. Tapping. Oh, drumming. 9 drummers drumming.
Yes. Okay.
10 lords a leaping. No.
Where are we at?
No. We're at 10.
Or 10.
I don't know. I always go. I don't know 10, 11, and 12.
I don't even know how to make
I
this
don't even
instrument
know.
sound.
Piper's piping.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I wouldn't have known.
11.
Lords a leaping.
You already said this one once.
Swans a swim. No. Maids
No.
milking.
No.
Come on.
Give me a clue.
11.
Oh, yeah, we got that. Ladies
Ladies
Yeah, there you
dancing.
go.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought we did that.
No, they said
And 12.
it's got to be Lords a leaping.
Yep,
somewhere.
Lord's
Oh.
Leaping. Beautiful. Good, good. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I would not.
100. Good
Yeah.
grade. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys did
that's
so
love.
good. Oh my
And
gosh, my
high
high fives. Claire would have been like,
Hey,
pull your
Jake.
weight.
Exactly. It's like, Jake, take notes.
Okay, now all the reindeer. And if you'd like to sing it, you can.
Rudolph.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Donner,
Comet, Cupid, Donner.
Colin. Yeah, there you go. Sorry. I was.
Okay. Wow.
Come on, teacher.
And so
Bonnie.
this
I
one,
know.
I looked this one up, and he was on a lot of lists, and I've never heard of him.
Olive?
Olive.
No. Never heard of that.
Me either. But
Oh, I've heard of Olive, but he's not really like with
Reindeer?
Rudolph. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like in a.
What?
There's a different show. Like
yeah, I don't
He
know.
got
don't think we have
drunk
that yet.
on Martini, and
Yeah.
we've never heard from him again.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to list 10 Christmas
Okay.
songs.
Silent Night,
Beautiful.
Jingle
Herald.
Bells,
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
We Wish You Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
No.
Santa got ran over. Got ran over by a reindeer.
Yeah.
Good. We're at 6.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh.
Good.
Jingle bells? Did we
say
do jingle
Rudolph
bells?
the
Jingle
Red-Nosed
bells.
Reindeer?
You
Rudolph?
didn't say that one. No. 8.
Two more.
Feliz Navidad.
I already said that.
Oh,
that
did you?
one?
Oh,
To the
Sorry.
mic. To the mic. Shimmy up there.
Not when we're fighting. I guess.
Hark the Herald Angels. Did you do that one?
I don't know.
Uh,
If I don't remember, they don't remember, we get counted.
okay, fine. One more.
12 Days of
Little town
Christmas.
Bethlehem.
Ooh, 12 days of
Oh, and
Christmas.
Bethlehem,
I know
so they
Bethlehem.
got
Yeah,
fair as well.
awesome.
That's so good.
That is okay. And 3 names for Santa.
Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Oh, there's another song.
I probably should move away.
Santa and
Old St. Nick.
that's what I said. Jolly
Yeah.
Old St. Nicholas.
So you need one more.
Chris Kringle.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Good
Oh,
job. Nice.
Jeez. I wouldn't
Nice.
have, yeah, I was struggling. Did you have it? Well, you had the
I
answers.
mean, yeah, I knew. I kind of knew. That was good. That was really good. You know what? You'd be a really good Santa Claus.
Yeah, Willie told me that before.
Willie.
As he was pulling on my beard.
That's hilarious. Good job, Willie. That's what a smart kid. All right. So, was I like shouting in your ear?
No,
Sorry.
I just felt like maybe I need a mint and, Germex because you're scared to find gold.
No. So I ended up. I feel like I've talked about you guys before. Probably to my volleyball team, but I met the Terrys my first season working here, and I don't know if Doug drove us to North Platte, and like we hardly knew each other.
First time I drove you was Beatrice.
Or what was it, Beatrice?
Yeah, and then we got back and you announced that you was pregnant with Trip.
Oh.
The second time I drove you was to North Platte. When we got back, you announced you was.
Pregnant with
Oh,
Letty.
jeez. Yikes.
There.
They're not mine.
Oh my God.
I just drove the bus. I didn't deliver the package.
Oh.
Timing. Perfect.
Oh,
that was so
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Bonnie.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was
is.
I told
usually.
him to be good.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's just, yeah.
I can't get in trouble this time.
And so he introduced me. Well, I don't know. I met you, and then like randomly you texted me. And I didn't have your phone number, but you had mine. And you're like, "Hey, we're doing a." You didn't even tell me what it was for. An ice cream social out at the church. And I had like no idea like what was going on. And I was like, "Oh, free ice cream, Leah. Let's do this." And so all the girls came. Clay and I came, and then that's when I met Abby, your daughter. I still remember it like it was yesterday because it was downstairs. Mm-hmm. And Abby like greeted me like we have known each other like our whole life, and she was so happy that I was there. And I was like, and I didn't. That was the first time I'd ever knew about Abby, and it was the coolest thing. And ever since then, like I feel like we've been pretty close. And Doug drives our bus, and so since he drives our bus, I kind of like, yeah, we're like family. So he's in my McCook family, which then that came Bonnie and your kids and
All of them.
and Abby and everybody. So how did you?
Now, I don't know how many kids they have.
4.
We have 4. We have 3 boys and Abby.
Yep.
Justin is our oldest. He's 29. And then we have Coy, who's 25. And Abs. And then Quentin is 16.
Yep.
Okay.
Q.
Our little Q.
Do you shop at the Buckle?
No, not very much.
Okay, well,
Say,
I
You
can't
probably know
afford
Kaya.
my life
yeah, you
there,
would have met, Kaya Terry.
yeah.
So that's their daughter.
That's our daughter-in-law.
Because she's married to the oldest one.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have the cutest grandbabies in town.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like
they're
adorable.
so
Yes,
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yes.
And Kaya's like, she's great. She's so funny. She fits right in with
She's
the
awesome.
family.
She does, yeah.
we get along
Volleyball
fine.
player.
She is a good
She's a
volleyball
very
player.
good volleyball
Yeah.
player.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever met Kaya where she hasn't just been in a cool, spunky mood.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She's always.
She is so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I realized that she was like related to Doug somehow, I was like, oh, we poor thing.
We are twins.
Yeah, I could look just like it.
Yep.
Yeah. How do you know the Terrys?
My mother-in-law and Doug are first cousins.
You just found that out.
Well, yeah, we were at a family function together in Trenton. It was
Uncle Dick and Aunt Georgie's
Yes.
50th anniversary.
yes. Thank you very much. See there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was I there?
Yes, you were
Oh.
there.
Okay. So, Doug, you drive the bus for McCook Community College. You don't have to tell us who your favorite sports team is that you drive for. We already know. Besides that, you also have what else do you do on the side?
A land surveying business.
What is
Terry
that?
Family Surveying.
So what like for people that don't know what surveying is, I would like the layman's terms.
The layman's terms? When
What's
ground is purchased or people can't get along with their neighbors, construction.
And so what do? You just go in and measure it, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Layman's terms.
All right, yeah. So if you need a surveyor, call Doug Terry Surveying.
Terry Family Surveying.
Terry Family Surveying. I knew I messed that up. Shoot. And Bonnie, what did you do prior to what we're going to talk about?
Well, I, for almost 20 years, was the preschool teacher at the Child Development Center at the college. So, and I loved my job because I got to be with the preschoolers, and I got to work with the college students that came in that were in the early childhood development program. So, yeah.
Did the two boys go to school with you too?
Yeah, and that's a big reason I went into early childhood, because my mom never worked, so she was always home, and I wanted to be able to have my kids with me. So yeah, they all went to the college. You guys had Skylar Kalinsky on, I know, and Justin and Skylar are very good friends, and they're the same grade, best friends. Yeah. So, and then actually, I'm related to Tyler. Darren is Darren's mom and my mom are cousins. So yeah.
Okay.
Through the whole Edge family, like everything.
that.
So yeah, Kinsey, and
Okay,
yeah.
so did you also work there at the same time, Kaylin Harris?
Yes.
Okay, so like that must have been like
Well, I was actually she was a student because Kaylin's younger than
Right.
me. Yeah.
But-
so yeah, she was a student in our program. What?
Nothing.
Well.
Duh,
So yeah, she was a student in our program, and then they came back to McCook, and she worked at the daycare.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like put it all together because I remember when she was telling me that she worked there, and I was like, wait, so you must have worked at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she like went to school and then came back and
Right.
worked there again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you have any questions?
Keep going.
There you go.
No, go ahead.
No? Okay, so, so you worked at the daycare. Were you from McCook?
Yeah,
Both
I
of you
went.
guys?
My family lives on a farm. We farm north of McCook, about 10 miles, and
Okay.
so we went to school at Red Valley, which is
Okay.
now southwest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and I went to McCook College, and yeah.
Cool. Doug, where are you from?
I grew up in Hamlet, went to school in Juanita.
Huh. Interesting.
Have you ever been to
right
Hamlet?
between
I
Lincoln
have
and Denver.
not.
Hamlet's like a little itty bitty village.
Oh gosh, why
Okay.
I didn't know.
And you went to school where?
Juanita.
Juanita. Okay.
Before it was Juanita,
Juanita
Palisade.
Palisade.
Yeah, they didn't.
Gotcha.
It was just Juanita.
When did Juanita and Palisade consolidate?
92, I think.
Okay.
Because I think Colin Sudas graduated in 90 or 91. He was the last class.
Okay. And it was in my time. That's all I'm gonna say. It's about that time.
Is it within your time?
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you guys like come back to McCook? Or you guys really never left McCook, right? Yeah.
Family is huge to me, and community, and I can't think of a better place to raise your family and your kids. We've spent a lot of time in Denver, and it's just so big. I can't even imagine living there. I like knowing where all of my family is and those roots.
Yeah. All right. So you ended up having your third child.
Yep.
Abby.
Abby is our. Yep,
She's
our
a
third.
right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Abby.
There's quite a little bit of a difference between Justin and Coy because they're 29 and 25, and then Abby is 19. And then Quentin is 16. So it's kind of like we had the two, and then we took a
We
break.
didn't
and
pay
then
attention in health class.
I know somebody right here. Same.
Yep.
That was good spacing though. Like it was
Yeah.
like they were like all like okay, so then they could help with the
Yeah.
other one.
Oh, yeah, they were so much help.
Still
Still
so
so
much.
much. Yeah. Oh gosh.
But, yeah, Abby was a normal pregnancy, healthy baby little girl.
Wait, did you guys find out what you were having, or were you?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, and I made Justin and Coy go with me when we saw the ultrasound. They were, because I was so excited to get a little girl.
Aw. Love it. Okay. keep
But
going.
yeah, she was very healthy and normal everything. And when Abby was 3, she had her very first seizure. When we were home, she had the flu, and she was playing teacher because she wanted to be like me. So she was playing teacher, and she was standing on a stool and teaching her class. And she, I was actually nursing Quentin because he was itty bitty, and she fell off the stool, and I was like, Abby, and then she just kind of had a seizure, which I'd never seen before. And I called our doctor and freaking out. And she's like, well, she's sick, that happens. And then she slept for a little bit, and then she's like, it's probably just from being sick. And about 2 hours later, she had another one. And I called them back, and they're like, okay, we need to see her. So that was the start of our long journey with Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did it take a long time before they discovered what they ended up giving, or like?
yeah.
Diagnosis.
Yeah, the diagnosis. Sorry.
Yep, Abby
Thanks, Doug.
doesn't just have epilepsy. It's called Lennox-Gastaut syndrome. And we doctored in Omaha for about 4 years at Children's Hospital. And they just kept giving us drugs. And when we first
Abby
went,
drugs, not us drugs.
yeah, when we first went, the first thing he said was, oh, this is common. When kids are 3, they start having seizures, and we can control it with medication. And then by the time they hit puberty, they outgrow it, and you won't even know this happened in your life. So that's what we left thinking. Okay, we can deal with this. But none of the medications helped Abby, and she kept having all different types of seizures, and she just kept getting worse and worse. And finally, in December of that 4 years, our neurologist there was like, I don't know what to do for you. So he referred us to Children's Hospital out in Denver, and we got an appointment in January, and we have doctored there since with Dr. Park. And when Abby was 7, she was diagnosed with LGS. So actually, it's a miracle that we got that diagnosis so early because we belong to an LGS support group, and so many families don't get it till their kids are like 19, 27, older. And I can't imagine not knowing what it is, but yeah.
So when this all was happening, how were you guys?
Well, according to the doctor that gave her the diagnosis, because I wasn't there, I came home. Because Lonnie and Abby stayed for, how long was the EEG? Like 3, 4, 5 days. And this guy, not Dr. Park, she's amazing. Guy came in and was like, well, she has LGS and you guys will be divorced within a year.
Those were his exact words.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? And he was like, yep, that's usually what happens. But he had a whole room of like interns with him, so I think he was trying to look cool, And I'm like, I don't even know what Lennox-Gastaut is. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and this is our baby girl you're talking about,
Yeah.
and now you're going to bring our relationship
Yeah.
into that?
And I wasn't there,
Doug,
so
what did
I
you-
don't
oh,
have
you-
a felony on my record.
I was going to say, I was literally like, what did Doug say or do? And that's when Doug got kicked out of the hospital.
Yeah.
She wouldn't show me which doctor it was.
That would have been hard.
It's hard not knowing when your child is sick, not knowing what's going on.
And she was young enough, too,
Yeah.
that, like, you don't,
Yeah.
Mom, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's every day.
Yeah.
Like,
Even today.
even today. Probably worse today than then.
Yeah, because Abby was right on track when she went to kindergarten. I mean, I taught preschool. So she knew letters, numbers, her address. She knew how to write. And she knew all that stuff. And now she's 19 and she's lost all that. She's probably at a 3-year-old level, maybe. So, yeah.
So what was the process after you went to Denver and they did the diagnosis? And, like, what was the next steps moving forward?
Medications, which Abby, we've discovered, and they've discovered, is super, super sensitive to medication. So we went through periods of she would get very, very angry and violent. She would lose weight. She would gain weight. None of that was helping. So then she had her first procedure, which was the vagal nerve stimulator. She's got a device in her neck right here. It was supposed to kind of like shock her when she would have a seizure, so the seizures wouldn't be as bad. And then we had a magnet too, like if she would cluster, which means she has more than one seizure. Like, sometimes she clusters and has 30. You could swipe it, and it's supposed to like help. It would never stop Abby's seizures, but we do think at first it helped. It helped with
interrupt them.
Yeah.
Help the recovery time.
Yeah, the recovery time was better. And then before the ketogenic diet was a thing, it was for epilepsy patients. So we were admitted to the hospital for another week. And basically they took everything away from Abby food-wise, hooked her up to IVs. All she could have was a little water. And then we started over, and they put her on a very, very strict ketogenic diet. I had to weigh all of her food. She couldn't have any sweets or, she couldn't even have a whole hot dog at that time. We had to weigh it and stuff. I think that helped a little bit, but not a lot, because I still had 3 boys at home that needed to eat. So, and one of my stories about that is Justin graduated from high school at that time, and we made tons and tons of cupcakes for his reception. And I went and showered and came out, and Abby was in her room, and on the stove, the lid was on one of the containers, but all the frosting was licked off. Like, it was gone.
Oh my gosh.
And then
I've
Abby
never
struggled.
heard this story.
Yeah. Abby
Wait,
struggled.
it was you, Doug.
Yeah.
I probably was not there.
How old would she have been at that time?
How old was Justin?
10 years apart, so
She would have
8?
been like 8.
8 or 9.
Oh my gosh, yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we did that, and we did it for 3 months, and it didn't really help. So now she's on a modified Atkins. We don't do any sugars with her and really watch her carbs. And then the summer of 2021, she had a major surgery called corpus callosotomy. And basically what they did was they cut her brain in half, hoping to disrupt the seizures, because her seizures are all over her brain. So it's hard to pinpoint the medication and the procedures to take care of that for her. So they were hoping by cutting it in half, it would disrupt it. But we were only supposed to be in the hospital for 5 days.
Which is so crazy. I remember when Doug told me that, I was like, 5 days after they cut open a skull? Like, it's so crazy.
But Abby ended up having what they called major dissociation syndrome, which means she lost the ability to do everything. So, like, when she came out of surgery and we were in ICU that first night, she was okay. She was talking and she swallowed her pills. And then slowly as the night went on, I was like, there's something wrong. And I was really worried she was going into status, which means that she has a seizure that's continuing and it won't stop. And so they checked that. And then by the next morning, she couldn't sit up. She couldn't talk. She couldn't swallow her pills. It was awful. And she was that way for, I don't know, we were out there over a month.
We were there
about
34 days the first time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they said, sometimes this happens. Our neurosurgeon said she'd never seen anybody have a case as bad as Abby. So they put us up on the floor, and then
She is an overachiever.
And then we had to go down to the rehab floor, and we were there for quite a while. Had to do speech and OT and physical therapy like 3 times a day, and it was rough.
How did Abby take all of that? Was she angry?
Better than mom and dad.
Yeah.
She just she didn't do anything, Yeah. She just laid there. So it was hard. It was hard on us, I think, because we were her parents, and we said, yeah, let's do this, because we thought it would help her. And actually, when we got home, we do think it helped. Like, we went to the fair. Like, the biggest thing when we got home, we came home the Friday before the 4th of July. And I was so excited to be home because I missed my boys so much. I can't even tell you. That was like, Quentin was playing baseball. Justin's got these babies. You know, I've got Coy. It was awful. And we weren't here. And I'm a little overbearing as a mom. But we came home and we were here for the 4th of July, and I was so excited. And our neighbor that's a nurse, came to see Abby, and she's like, oh my gosh, her incision looks amazing. It looks awesome. You guys are doing so good. And then that night she was in the bathroom, and I was like, what's going on? And she had stuff coming from one of her incisions here. Yeah, she got an infection. And we called Denver the next morning, and they're like, you guys need to get back out here. And I was like, no.
And actually went back out on Coy's birthday on the 6th of July.
And they had to operate on her again because she had an infection in the brain or in the bone. So it was really, really serious. It was awful. But
took everything back out, flushed her.
Cleaned it all up.
She looked like an Oompa Loompa. I mean.
Yeah, her eyes swelled shut.
They used 2 liters of fluid to flush everything out, and that just all retained in her face.
Yeah, it was rough. But then we got home, and she was doing good. And then the fair came around, and she went to the rodeo, and she was so good. She was excited, and she could stay for the whole thing. And then probably about October, she started to regress again. So it didn't last very long. And then actually this past year in April, March. Oh yeah, right after their birthdays, or on Abby's birthday, we had another surgery, and they implanted, it's called a RNS device. So it's a kind of like a pacemaker, but it's on her skull right here. And it has 2 probes that go down to the thalamus in the middle of her brain. And it's supposed to help shock the seizures and do stuff. But so far it's not really doing a lot. So we go back the 19th. They adjust it every time we go, and then it messes us up for for a while. They're talking about maybe putting another device on the other side. It's a pretty new procedure, so the people that have the RNS actually come from Utah. When we come to Denver, they meet us because it's such a new device and a new thing. So I don't know. But
Abby's very famous in the epilepsy world.
They talk about
She's probably
Abby
just
a lot.
known as a patient number, but she's very.
Yeah, everything that they say this shouldn't happen happens. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So going back, when this all happened, you ended up having to quit your job.
I did. Yeah.
Yes, Abby needed full-time care.
Yeah. Abby was able to go to school, and she went all through school, but her 4th grade year was really tough. She had an amazing pair because she had to have a pair with her at all times. But Abby was having so many seizures at school, and they'd make her so tired and wipe her out. So I was having to leave work early. And, you know, when you have kids at daycare and staffing and numbers, you know, it's just not easy to do. And, so it was a very, very hard decision to do that. Because, like I said, I love my job. But Abby came first, so.
And Doug, you kept working.
I did.
Somebody had to.
Actually, about day 20 that we was in the hospital last summer is when Terry family surveying came up. Because Bonnie didn't know what she was going to do if I went back to work full time.
Yeah, because it's got to be, it's stressful.
It is stressful, and it's Abby's bigger now, and so I can't. If she falls, I can't get her up myself.
Yeah.
She's the beauty. I'm the muscle.
You know, if you wouldn't have pointed that out, I never would have put it together myself.
Either.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
I just realized something. Is this for me?
Yes, it is. But I'm going to need your jacket.
You're fine.
I'm sorry. It is like 55
it's
degrees in here.
perfect
I'm
in
going to
here.
take that
Thank
green
you.
screen down.
Yes.
I was going to say there's a
Wear
blanket.
it.
Oh my! Did you guys get a Kobza?
Yeah, isn't it
Oh
delicious?
gosh!
That's what she
I
told me to
know.
get 2
I
of.
know.
That's what I mean.
I know.
You're just fueling her ego of.
Yeah.
Oh God! Thank you very much.
Yeah,
These
so-
are amazing. Anyway,
So good. Shout out JJ's. it's my birthday week. Jolt and Joe's, if you like want to like
Oh my gosh.
do something.
You're moving right along.
So you started, so you worked for somebody, and then you ended up not so much splitting ways, but just for the betterment of your family to help out.
Well, and he became licensed. So he went through a lot to become a licensed surveyor, which is awesome. And so then he
Congrats.
was able to start, yeah. And Doug does everything for his family. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
he
He's
does-
an
I
awesome
think-
guy.
Yeah.
And, he is.
I mean, I would,
Discipline.
he does everything for your family, and like anybody, I think that probably asks Doug, he's going to be there to help. I'm quite sure. There's like a few. I could probably name 5 men in McCook. If I had a flat tire on the side of the road, Doug would be there.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something that happened one time, and
He
you
might take
and
his time. But
and
he
Doug was
eventually,
like,
depending on the weather.
I
he'll
don't
be
try to
like,
remember what it was, because you passed me somewhere in Maywood, and you had a truck and trailer. I don't remember, but you're like,
You passed. Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't remember what had happened.
Do you think he made these cookies?
Oh no, yeah,
They look really
no,
You should try one.
if that's gonna
I'll eat
happen.
all of those.
Yeah, I know.
One thing I have, just like from the outside looking in, and you guys can touch base on this, but the boys have been nothing but a support system. And I know that this is probably really hard on them too, but from the outside looking in, I've never seen them they're nothing but help.
Our boys are amazing. And I always look at life as everything happens for a reason. Doug doesn't always agree with me.
I'm right there with you.
I'm not sure why.
Everything does happen for a reason.
It does.
But you might not
And
know
I'm
the
not-
answer to some
Yeah.
of them.
Not
I'm
always
not-
a good reason, but a reason.
No, I think it always happens because, it sucks with Abby. Yeah, it sucks. But our boys are amazing. Like, Justin had a chance to go off and play ball, like baseball, and like out of state.
Out of country.
And
He had a chance to go to France and play professional baseball after his 2 years at McCook. And
he knew he needed to stay here. Or we didn't say, no, you got to stay. We always encourage them to do whatever so they can go. But and they're just kind and they're caring. Quentin is the one that's had to live with it all of his life. He's never known Abby without seizures, and my big boys, they were there, but the sporting part of our family, I'm not really an athlete, but I did wear my football shirt. But I was the one that went to a lot of practices, and I drove a lot of practices and pickup and had little ones in the back of the car, or was nursing a baby in the front seat while they were practicing football, or whatever was going on. So Quentin was always like around like that. But our big boys are really getting it now, like what life is like about. So
Especially since they have
yeah,
Coy, right? He has kids.
no, Quay doesn't. Justin does.
Justin does.
not yet.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's made them more aware of people in the community and in the stores or anywhere, One story I always share when I come and do my Abby talk is we were at District Wrestling, like in Scottsbluff or somewhere, and we were in a hotel, and it was for Coy. And Abby, Quentin, and Doug were in the hotel, and Quentin was just little. And we were walking down the hallway to go to the pool because she always had to go to the hotel with the pool. And Abby had a drop attack and a seizure in the middle of the hallway, and she's seizing. And Doug went back to get something, and Quentin's there by me, and I'm holding Abby because she's on the floor. And this older man walks by, and he's just like staring. And Quentin's like, "You don't have to stare. She's having a seizure. She has epilepsy." And I'm like, "Oh." And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What can I do to help?" He's like, "We've got it. We're fine, but you don't need to stare." And so that's one of the reasons I really speak out and advocate for Abby is also for my boys, because, people need to know.
And Coy is Abby's favorite.
Yeah. Coy is Abby's favorite? Really?
He's the only one that doesn't call her butthead every time.
Oh. They're like regular like siblings. It's great.
I need to see a family picture.
Oh
I need
my
to put
gosh.
this all together because I'm.
Yeah, find
Yeah.
something. Doug on a Facebook. Boo.
I did get off Facebook.
Yeah.
Smart decision with the Nebraska football program.
Oh my goodness.
You would have been kicked off maybe by now.
Yeah.
Oh You did not prepare me at all.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I know.
Yeah. I think one thing that I've learned, my biggest thing that I've learned, I'm just like Bonnie. I'm very optimistic, and everything happens for a reason. But sometimes you don't know why that reason is, and you're never going to You're never going to be given anything that you can't handle. And like these guys they're Doug. They're the whole Terry family. They're just huge. They're just so full of heart, like love and community and all these things. And I just know, like during like COVID, for instance, when I was at home and I was just like on house arrest, I felt like with these two small humans, because my maternity leave was like 9 months long, like 8 weeks too long.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay,
I just do so much better without like being around my kids so much. But then you gotta, at the end of the day, like I should be so happy that, my kids are healthy. Mm-hmm. And it's about, and you look at Bonnie, like that's your choice. Those are your kids and you have to love them no matter what. And just at the end of the day, be happy that they're here. And Abby's like, she's reached so many limits that she probably shouldn't have reached, but she did, because she just keeps proving people wrong and keeps like going over the next mountain, which is awesome. And Bonnie does that every single day with no complaints. And I guess that's my biggest thing. Like, I never want to complain about my children when my kids are perfectly healthy.
No, it's okay. We complain about our children.
But and I've never heard anything negative come out of any of the Terry family's mouths ever.
Well, apparently I don't have a family picture.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, every now and then Doug will Bonnie, you know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah, I need a family picture.
COVID was a
Eye opener for everyone.
it
else.
didn't
Yeah,
it didn't really affect our family because
yeah.
Abby and I are home.
And I think maybe even made a post about it. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah,
it was
like-
I knew during like COVID, I'm like, there is nothing.
Like we miss stuff all the time, and people are whining that, we can't go to the store, we can't go, they didn't
To
have
a
the
concert.
fair, they
Couldn't
can't
go
go to
to
the
a
concert,
concert.
and things
Right.
like that. And I'm like, but the blessing of COVID, I got all that time with Quentin at home. Like
yeah, that's
it was awesome because, and he actually like hung out with me, like not all the time because he does like to play games and stuff. But, I just treasured all of my time with him. Like it was sad he didn't get to do some of his sporting things, and because we're always on the go with like that kind of stuff.
So
but
when was the COVID year? 19 and 20?
2020.
19 and 20.
Yeah, 2019, 2020. Yep.
Yeah, so Abby had brain surgery in June of 21. Mm-hmm. Quentin blew his knee out playing football in September and had to have complete knee reconstruction survey in September of 21.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how much the good Lord expects us to take, but my poor wife's been through the ringer.
no,
She's
Quentin,
married to me.
I know, but like,
that was a good thing though for Quentin because it made him sit back and realize like what he wants and what he can do. And like he wasn't out, like he's like, it was tough the first day. That ride home from Lexington was tough, like because he was hurt and he rode home with us, and it was bad. And then after that, like we talked, and Quentin's like, you know what, I'll recover. I'm gonna get better. I will be better. I will be back. And Abby's not, so just having that.
And at 15, that's pretty insightful. Mm-hmm. And that was a long 9-month rehab. But he never whined about going for PT. He would have done the surgery that day. Made it back for baseball.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Terry, they're just so thankful. Like, I don't know. They're just, even with everything that you guys have been
raised us all
through.
well.
Yeah,
Good job,
there's
Bonnie.
clearly, she's done something. I don't know how you got stuck with that guy, but
Oh, because he was cute. You guys saw
I
his
know,
picture.
I saw that.
My
Yeah.
gosh, he was adorable.
Hello.
Hello.
in the picture.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, look at this hot babe I
That would have
got.
been like, that would have been my daughter. I would have been like, no.
Yeah.
Just that
Back
look.
up.
Yeah. I would have been like,
Back
nope.
up.
No, okay. What did you tell your mother when you got home late the first night?
Oh,
you
this
met?
is a true story. So the night Doug and I met accidentally, because I was with my friend Sandy and Doug was with his friend Don. And she's like, oh, I know that guy. Don had a Corvette, a purple Corvette. And they were at a
Maroon,
gas
but-
station. And we were like, back in the day, we cruised. Like, that's what we did.
Yeah.
You'd cruise around McCook and listen and maybe get some potato lays and sour cream and drive
that.
around.
You missed out.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were having baby formula.
Anyway, we hooked up with these guys. And so, of course, Don and Sandy, like, took off and left us. And
I don't think you can say hooked up with
well,
them.
like they
Back in the
not
day.
hooked up,
Right,
but like
right.
sorry.
I knew what you meant.
Okay.
I was, on the PG
Yeah.
version of that.
So anyway, I was waiting for Sandy, trying to find her because I had to take her home, and I was late because I had a curfew. And I went in and told my parents I was home, and I'm like, Mom, I just met the guy I'm going to marry. And she's like, you are in so much trouble, but whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not telling you that to get out of being grounded. Like, I really did. And then he never called for
I
like
couldn't
2
remember her name.
weeks. He couldn't remember my name.
Okay. I got hurt at a track meet earlier in the day.
Oh.
My mother, who was a nurse, loaded me up with Motrin and sent me to town. So I think Don finally thought of it like at 2 a.m. and wrote it down.
And that was it. The
That
rest
was
is
it.
history.
No.
You really went home.
I did. And I think
That's
my mom was
amazing.
like, she was
That's
like,
crazy.
whatever. I'm like, no, I really did. And then he didn't call. And I'm sure my mom's like, yeah, the guy you're going to marry.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah,
even call
yeah.
you. But
It wasn't that long.
Well,
Seemed like
her
it.
heart.
seemed like it.
Yeah. Wow.
That's adorable. And
So
then,
did we say at the beginning how long they've been together?
no. How long have you guys been together?
Forever.
We've known each other for 36 years.
Oh, that's precious.
We've been married for how long?
I don't know. You got it wrong the other day.
I did
me.
not. 31.
We need to find
We,
out.
we celebrated our 30th anniversary in the hospital in Denver.
We did. With Abby. Yep.
5-star hotel, 6th floor, overlooking the city, and she did
Beautiful.
nothing but complain.
Yeah.
Had Panda Express for supper.
Yeah, what more could a girl want?
Yep.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
orange chicken. Mm-hmm. A little fortune cookie
Yes.
to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
People coming and checking on us every hour.
Yeah.
What has been the most difficult thing that you guys have had to do or with all of this?
When we were in the hospital and Doug had to come home and I was there by myself. That was hard. But I mean, I was thankful because I wanted him home with Quentin, but I wanted him there
And
because
that
we were in
was-
Denver
yeah.
and we don't have family out in Denver. Like we have
That's
nobody
tough.
out there. And
Yeah.
it was COVID also, like, the after effects. So you could only have so many people and you're like, the two of us was it. That was hard. And just seeing Abby go through that, like, and knowing that we chose that for her, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's hard to make our choices for Abby. Like, we're always asking ourselves, is this the right thing or not?
Yeah, because we had to go through the guardianship thing with
Right.
Abby because she turned 18, and so yeah, it was 100% our decision to do this.
Well, yeah, like Abby could, I know. It's just, we just want her quality of life to be good. And we always ask ourselves, how much more? How much more do we put her through? But then if we don't do stuff, like, are we holding back? Are we not? It's just.
Then you're second guessing yourself. Should we have done it?
Yeah. So we did a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching. But for me, that was the hardest part when he would leave. Like, because I could see there's this big, I don't know, what's that hill, that
called a
expressway.
mountain.
No, like when you left,
Oh, I-225 or whatever.
I'd look out our window and I'd be like, oh, he's going home and here I am. But that was hard.
What
I
about
had some really dark days on that. What's your hardest? I don't know what.
You don't talk a lot.
Leaving to come home. And then, yeah. Because she made me. I would have stayed the whole time, but a 15-year-old living by himself is fine.
No.
Right?
It's tough. Yeah. Yeah.
I gave up drinking way too soon to be going through all this.
I think one thing I love about Doug is like even the hardest times, he always does have some good chuckle. Yeah. You know, that's
I got
some
lots of them.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But not for the air.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a podcast. We're fine.
We can mark this one as explicit.
Yeah. Take the kids out of the room.
When did you graduate high school?
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
That was the year Quentin was born.
So it took you 16 years to go from a panther to a cougar.
I have no, and I'm not a cougar. I am younger than Clay, but I was a panther. Good job. You remembered where I went to school. Oh man.
Your guests.
Your family.
Oh.
Jake's
Yeah,
side, yeah,
get
that does
it. Yeah.
explain
If you knew her mother-in-law, you wouldn't have never had me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who has been somebody that's been just like in the community? Just you only get each of you get to name one person that you just feel like is made your days better or helped out a lot. You only get to pick one.
Family or non-family?
Non-family. Because I do think this community rocks. So
I am going to say the college. I know that's not one person, but they let me come and talk to their athletes and do my Abby story. And I can't do a lot for Abby. When your child is sick, you can give them Tylenol and hold them and rock them and love them and hope they get to feeling better. I can't help Abby. Like, I can't make her better. And so the one thing I can do for Abby is advocate for her. And the college lets me do that, lets me come and share my story with her. And you guys have students from all over. And so I always say, when you leave here, because most of them will not stay in McCook, take Abby's story with you and spread the awareness and talk about Abby's story and share it.
what
How
about
about
you,
you?
Doug?
Yeah, Doug, I'd like to know this.
I'd like to know this too.
You only get to pick one person.
She got to pick a whole group of
Well,
people.
that's because she went first. So
Yep. She makes the rules.
and she's been talking the most. So
Yep.
ready
I
for
have
you.
been, yes.
One person. What was the question again?
That's like been somebody that helped you out or that just made you kind of feel more at ease or
Has always been there.
always been there.
No.
Come on, Doug.
You
I-
have someone.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a couple.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Colin Suda and Tom Bredvik. I can call them two up anytime.
Wait, who was the first one?
Colin Suda?
Colin Suda.
He's the one always taking pictures at the walk.
Okay, and then Tom Bredvik.
Who's always talking at the walk.
Yes, yeah.
But we coached at Felling I coached baseball at Felling Field for 22 straight years. Because we didn't pay attention in health class and there's so much. Because Abby played 1 year of softball, T-softball, and that closed the gap between Coy getting done and Quentin starting.
Mm-hmm.
Felling Field is a very special place to our family.
Yeah.
It's
So,
an
yeah,
awesome place.
I would say those two guys. If she got to name a whole group, whole
Yeah.
entity,
Yeah.
that's hard because we do rely on her family a lot. Although I've been around forever. Like,
You guys have a huge family, though.
she has a huge family.
Yeah, I knew somebody did. So.
Ours is all inbred. We don't even want to go into that.
Jinx, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Because
your maiden name? Then?
Bortner.
Oh.
Bill and Carol Bortner. are my
Yeah, they like
parents.
make a lot of freaking
Yeah,
good food.
Carol was the cook at the college when your girls were little. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know.
I got to
but-
work with my mom. Yeah. It was so much fun.
And still do.
Well,
Back to, because Bonnie works at the cell barn on Mondays now. And her mom works there again.
The lady that owns the Branding Iron Cafe, if you guys are
You
ever,
need to take me there sometime.
You need
you
to
should
take
come
me
to.
there.
Yes, you should come to lunch
do it.
because
Okay.
her name's Hazel, and her and my mom have been best friends since they were like 2, and she is like our bonus aunt. So yeah, I help on Mondays, and it's my day away.
I keep wanting to send my girls to Hazel to learn how to make pies.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like,
they're amazing.
Yeah, just let
Don't do
Hazel
that.
teach me.
Just have Hazel make the pies.
Well, there's that too. But I want some longevity in them coming.
I don't know, but like after every walk in my shoes, when they have like their big meal, invite me to Thanksgiving one day. It is all of the food is just
Amazing.
Yeah, we have very amazing family.
Haley's always willing for her girls to chalk the sidewalk so Hayley can go eat after.
That's literally. I'm
Come to
like,
the
yeah.
potluck.
All right,
on
you
it,
guys get back to dorms and run.
on it.
No, they come.
I'm going to go eat.
Yeah,
I brought my
Mama needs food.
I brought my to-go containers.
literally.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, I was just not. Yeah,
No,
it's probably good. I wasn't very. Yeah.
I don't know. I just, like I said, the first time I ever met Abby, I just knew that the Terrys were special people, and so was Abby, because like I had no idea what she had, and I walked down the stairs, and I don't know if you made her like sit there and greet everybody, and she just acted like this was my first time I'd ever met her, and like we were best friends, and she was so happy that everybody was there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I was like, I love her. Like, I absolutely love her. And then, yeah, with Abby came that one.
That guy. Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of their really awesome family. So, yep.
Yeah, they are all awesome.
I don't know why, but Letty loves Doug.
It's the whole Santa Claus thing.
I mean,
There,
it's
that
something.
might be. She's
And
trying to
like
get her
the
in.
other day,
Letty and Willie.
yeah, Letty and Willie.
Sounds like a country band to me.
Oh my gosh.
Letty and Willie. It does.
Oh god.
Because Letty, I mean, she thinks Doug drives the bus for me all the time, and she just
There's my
yeah.
Okay, because I've seen a picture. I've seen, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen. Oh, okay. So this is the whole family.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
here's Quentin's football.
Yep. That's Quentin this year.
This year.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so, Doug, tell Lena the rule with
Here's her.
tattoos.
So,
Oh, here we go.
all 3 boys have a tattoo.
Okay.
Yes, Quinn's only 16, but his mother said it was okay.
Okay.
The first one has to be about Abby.
Oh, okay.
So,
Justin made that rule. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was the one that he got the first one, and I'm like, you don't want to get a tattoo. You don't. It's permanent. He's like, I'm doing it for Abby, and I'm like, oh. So then he told his brothers that their first tattoo, if they got one, had to be
but we made them wait.
till
Till
were
they're
19.
18.
Yeah.
Then Bonnie said it was okay for Quinn to get one at 16, and then we were in big trouble. But we don't care. They don't live in our house. They're off at the payroll.
Yeah. So they all have tattoos.
They all like to. That's how they can share their story and with Abby.
And I can't tell you what any of them are.
They all have Abby's name on them though,
I know.
in purple.
Thanks. Yeah, Abby's name in purple and some kind of cross.
All right. So to finish up, let's ask our normal questions. I know you guys are avid listeners. What is your caffeine of choice?
Hot black coffee.
Okay. What about you, Doug? I know it's something foo-foo-y, like a latte.
Yes, I love. Bonnie's converted me to drinking coffee with her in the morning, and then the rest of the day I drink iced tea.
That's true. Love.
But
That is.
I don't do this very often because I'm elderly and my heart condition. I do like a bang.
Oh. Huh. I couldn't see that out of you, but interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of caffeine. Once I read it, it started affecting me more.
You know what I've loved watching about this? The eye contact that these two have.
Just the
and the like, and the
yes. I'm afraid to leave them alone.
yeah, I
The
know.
high-fiving, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
sweet,
and
it's
just so
cute.
like Clay and I don't ever look at each
I
other
don't want to. Let's just keep going.
Mm. or snuggle
Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
okay
Or dance in the kitchen.
or dance.
Or
Yeah,
dance.
Dance in the kitchen.
PJs or no PJs?
Oh, love this question.
During the winter, I have pajama pants, and then I wear a
Yes.
t-shirt. During the summer, no.
I kind of get.
Whoa.
Well,
So you do wear a shirt,
well, no,
and t-shirt.
yes, I
Or
wear a shirt and t-shirt, or like shorts.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Are you talking like nothing?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. I sleep with Abby because
I
she
sleep
has
on the couch.
seizures during the night, and
You got her so flustered she can't talk.
well, yeah, I was like, what?
And with our family, I can't sleep buck naked on the couch. You never know who's going to come in.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
hi Doug. Just bringing the newspaper by.
Which is her dad every Sunday. He comes for
God.
coffee on Sundays and brings the weekly newspapers.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. What
That
do you
would be a
guys?
good way to keep them away, though.
What are you guys currently watching? If you guys like watch TV.
You two catch a cold from each other.
No, TV wise.
TV.
TV.
The rodeo right now.
Yeah, the NFR.
When we can stay awake that late.
Yeah.
We like the Chicago Fire PD, Blue Bloods.
Ooh, love Blue Bloods.
Oh, Tom Selleck.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still in the room.
What?
he's still.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rookie. And the rookie feds. That's not bad.
I haven't seen that one. What is your favorite thing that it's local that you're only going to get in McCook? You guys can't use the same answer either.
Good question.
Oh, only in McCook.
Steinert's.
Okay.
I love their strawberry tutti fruttis or their sundaes or their apple planters.
Any of them,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, anything from Steinert's.
Yeah. What about you, Douglas?
I'd like to surprise my wife with Nolan and Yates breakfast blend coffee.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Amazing.
That's really good.
That is good.
Yes.
I love
Good
Nolan
job.
and Yates.
Oh,
is
their
such-
coffee is so amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this out there. I know it's like past Christmas when everyone's listening to this, but like their Rice Krispie treats that they sell. I don't know if they sell them all year round, but I feel like I only go
The holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those things are freaking delicious, and I get them like every year. So like I have like certain
Really?
kids that get them.
Where?
But they're ginormous.
They're ginormous, and then
At
it's
Nolan
like
and Yates.
yeah,
At
it's
Nolan
like,
and Yates?
yeah,
Yes.
they're like this
Prepackaged,
size,
like they're a-
prepackaged, and then there's like some kind of goodie
Yes.
on top. Like I like
Yep.
the smushed ones with the
I
sprinkles.
got them in goodie bags last
Yeah.
year, and
And
my
if you-
girlfriend's son was like, "Those were
Yeah.
amazing,
Heavenly.
I was like,
And-
"How'd you even get your mouth around it?" I mean, they were huge.
Yeah, so you cut them into like fours, like
Oh,
if you're
people-
trying to,
oh,
yeah,
a
people,
person
normal
would, yeah.
person, instead of like,
He was a young boy. Yeah.
yeah, so good though. Get those. Yeah. What other question? You ask him a question, I'll finish.
How, in any way, how did this bring you guys closer together?
You have to rely on each other. And we do dance in the kitchen.
Naked. He just winked at her.
I know he did. I know. That's why I know there's no. Mm-hmm.
And Doug's always there. Like, he's my rock. Like, and I do have bad days. I don't let anybody else see that, though. Doug's the one that gets that, you know.
Sometimes the brunt of that.
Sometimes, yeah.
So I
But-
ignore. I'm like, oh, what?
I would never expect that you'd have bad days.
But I think it's made our marriage stronger. And we don't take things for granted, you know. We don't know how long we have Abby. And what's even scarier, you know, what if something happens to us, you know, which is why our boys are so amazing.
And they don't know who gets her either. That's the only thing keeping me alive is they don't know who gets Abby in the will.
Oh my
Stop.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
My boys have death threats against me. I
No,
just
they
want that
don't.
public.
They do not. God.
If you could if you both have to do something different, Doug, I'm making you talk. Either a quote or a piece of advice for somebody, what would it be?
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Oh, Doug gets to go first.
Doug gets to go
Okay,
first.
go.
This is actually a quote I thought of driving across western Kansas, because there's nothing else to do in western Kansas.
Besides count the fence post.
And it's a coaching quote. And
Okay.
I've told you this.
I'm going to write it down this time.
I'm ready.
Any coach can coach a great team. A great coach can coach any team.
Oh. Yeah, that's good.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He can be silent almost the whole and then just drop a bomb like that. That's all I needed to do.
I'm going to re-listen to that. That is good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Bonnie.
Do something inspirational for them.
Well, mine comes from preschool days, and I still tell my children and my husband this all the time, that if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I told my preschoolers that all the time.
You should have started with that. Then you know why I didn't talk much.
Well, we know you've heard it.
Yeah.
I think there's so much yuck in the world, and I don't know why people can't just be kind to each other, you know?
Yeah.
We've seen that. We've been on that end of it. Like, I'll take Abby to a store or something, and people stare. You know, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes that's harder to deal with than the seizures. And I think if everybody would go back to their preschool days and just remember everything they learned when they were in preschool, like
Wash
how
your
to
hands.
play with each other and how to be kind and to use your nice words and share, I think the whole world would be better.
And that's just like for everybody. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors, like,
Right.
to anybody. Like, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We never judge because you
yeah,
never
you
know
never
what people
know.
are going
Exactly.
through. No.
And that's my thing of life. You know, I'm like, yeah, you don't know what's happening to anybody. So always say
Yep.
nice things because you don't want to be that person that,
Yep.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
What was that?
I don't know.
what was that? Probably not the
Probably-
heat
I'm
kicking
changed.
on.
This one changed me.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it would be.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you.
You guys
Thank
are
you
awesome.
guys.
Well, thank you for letting us share.
Yes.
I appreciate
thank
it.
you. Yeah, you guys are.
This is the longest we've been alone without Abby for years.
Really? Should we keep your?
She's with Kaya.
Is Kaya texting anybody? Me like,
No.
get home.
Kaya can handle her shit.
That's good. Kaya's
Kaya's awesome. Yep.
I'm gonna share a little ending thing because this is the longest they've been, so we might as well keep them 10 more minutes. So Bonnie, she had mentioned earlier that she gets to come and she speaks with all the athletes and tells them about the walk, and they are at college every now and then they would always do the purple out, which was in epilepsy. It was to create awareness for epilepsy. They do the walk in my shoes, and so there's a lot of things within the college that I've got to meet with Bonnie. And so Bonnie this year came and spoke with our girls, and I don't remember if it was Bonnie or Doug, I can't remember, but Bonnie was at a point of, I think she was about to be done telling Abby's story, because she just felt like, is it really working or is it not really working? And, it was really dear to her heart, but like it was getting to the point where she's like, I think people are done listening. And like, I think she was tired too. And she came anyways, and spoke to the girls. And so every year, like even if you ever feel like you're not doing it, I love for you to go and talk to my players about it, because we try to teach like every day is a gift, and you don't know what's happening, and like life could be so much worse than it is, and just like to love every moment of it. And you came in and talked to the girls, and I don't know if it was you or Doug that texted me after, and you were just so happy because after you had spoke, I had 2 players that came up and talked to you, and had something that was of relation to that, and it made you, it was a sign that you were supposed to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that you did that, and it touched the girls to the point it did. And I remember, I don't know if it was you that texted me, I think, and I read it to the girls. I'm like, hey, I just want you to know. And they both started crying, and they were just like, they're so happy that you did come and talk to them. And I want you to say that everybody's listening to this. And
I actually, on the way over there that night, I was driving and taking my cookies. I think I brought cookies or something. I don't remember. And I actually said a prayer. I was like, God, if I'm supposed to continue doing this, I need a sign. Because I just felt like I was just tired, you know? And I have had people say, why do you still talk about it? And because it's still important, you know, it's still important, and it's not going away. So
yeah, my daughter's not going away.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, just had to share that to end it. You have anything, Lena? No? Thank you for
She just wants to get in the cookies.
I know, I
You
know.
don't bring a tin and
Yeah.
have that like chocolate.
I know.
goodness.
I'm
they
just
look
looking,
perfect.
and the perfect size and
Yes,
everything. I know
yes.
Doug didn't make those, so
No.
yeah.
They just came out of the oven this afternoon, so
Oh
they
my
should
gosh,
be.
they look amazing.
Yeah. So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for being such good listeners too, Doug. Thank you for always getting us from point A to point B, and being a hero to
Yeah.
Letty.
I've been doing that a long time. I started driving when Justin started school
That's crazy. Yeah.
in,
Oh my gosh.
in 2012.
Yeah. He's not bad. Yeah, he's a good. He hasn't ran over anybody, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
don't
always
say
time.
that.
There's always time. Yeah.
We've only threatened teams to leave them in North Platte.
Oh my gosh, that's another story. Let's not talk about that. I think people are just now forgetting about that. So, oh my gosh, I still can't remember. But yeah, thank you guys again for coming, and not just thank you to you guys, but thank you to the Terry, all the Terry family. Kaya, thanks for watching. Abby, I'll get you a drink or something sometime, or I'll hold that little baby of
She's
yours.
probably already drank the bottle of wine in the fridge. So.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
People do what they do.
And happy birthday week to me. This was a great.
Oh,
this
happy
was such a
birthday
good
week to
episode
you.
for my
Yes,
birthday.
happy birthday.
I love it. But all right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.